Hi guys, today we'll be looking at drawing a orthogonal drawing using a program called AutoCAD. Now we'll be drawing in particular a carry tray, which we are working on currently in Year 9. So if we first download the short AutoCAD template, now you can find this on Lampada. Once you've downloaded the template onto your desktop, you need to open up AutoCAD. So generally it's on your desktop. There are some computers with 2016 AutoCAD. So if you find the document, open it up. If it's not there, go to your Start menu, and then you can find the application under Autodesk, AutoCAD 2014, and select AutoCAD 2014. Now once that's open, close any unnecessary windows, so it's left with a blank screen, then simply open our AutoCAD template. Now once you've opened it, before we start, we'll just save this as a new document, so we don't lose our template. So File, Save As, and we'll call it Carry Tray 1 and save the document. Now from there, I just want to talk about quickly before we start what this space is. So this is called model space. Now this is where we do all our drawing. For example, we first find which scale suits our drawing best. So if you're creating something small, probably a scale 1 to 1. If it was something a bit larger, maybe scale 1 to 5 or 1 to 8 if it was quite large. So if we drew a circle in scale 1 to 2, then we go down here to scale 2. Now this corresponds to whatever we draw in here. For example, if I click on there, you can see the circle pops up. So basically this scale here, or these other scales down here, are our printing formats. So we can add the title, the project, any other details, what material we're using, who it's drawn by, the drawing number. If there's multiple sheets, you can put that in there, and also the date. And this is where we print from, but we do not draw in this layout. So if we go back to model space, and we'll just delete that. Now to move around, simply use your scroll button to zoom in and out, and if you click and hold your scroll button, it will pan. So we'll start with our drawing. Now our drawing, I know, fits in scale 1 to 2. If you're not sure, you can draw it somewhere else and always move it. So I'll zoom into scale 1 to 2. Now before we start, we need to look at layers tools. So up the top here we have different layers. So if we click on that, we got our line tool, we got our hidden detail, we got a dimension line, we got construction and a center line. And then those three up the top here are what we use for the laser cutting. They'll be very useful, but you'll look at that in a later video. So we'll start with a normal line, so we'll click line. Now to actually start drawing a line, you can either use the draw tools up the top left here, or you can start typing it. So if I start typing line, L-I, or it comes up with just L, you can either click or press enter. So I'll do that again, L, enter, and then we have our line tool. Now from there, if we click down the bottom left corner, and now if you can see the green dashed line, this represents our locking, so it locks on 0 degrees. Then use your numeric keypad and type in the distance, so 280, then press enter. Then we'll lock up to the height, so the height is 40 at the start. Oh, now if it goes off the wrong angle, simply press escape once, and then we'll try again. So 40, enter, and we'll press enter twice again, and it'll start down the bottom left. So we'll type up 40 again, enter. Now we've clicked in the center. Now some of you, the center mark is symbolized with a triangle, however sometimes it doesn't come up on every computer. So to lock that on, if you come down the bottom here to the square with the little green star at the top left, it's called Object Snap. So if you click Object Snap, and then if you turn on midpoint, so select midpoint, and then click in the midpoint, and then find the height. So the total height is 80, so type in 80, and now we have the top middle. Okay, then from here I will draw the thickness of the walls, so they're 10 millimeters wide. Press enter, back down again, do the same to the other side. Now then for the top, it's up to your design. Okay, so for my design, I'm going to go across 40, enter, 40 on the other side, and then I'm going to draw a curve or a spline. So to find the spline tool, if we click draw, and it's just that top left one there, or again, like I said previously, we can actually start typing. So spline, and then press enter. So just read whatever it says. So select first point, so the bottom left there, and then I want to go there, here, here, then here. Then press enter once you're finished, and I'll stop. Now if I wanted this exact same curve on the other side, I can mirror it. Before I mirror it, I'll just make a slight adjustment, make that nice and smooth corner until I'm happy with it, and then press escape to get out of it. Now I'll mirror it, so I select the line, click the mirror tool. Now it says specify the point of the mirror line, so there's my middle, and then lock it onto the right angle, click. Do I want to erase? No. Enter. Okay, then we would cut out the handle. So if I go line tool, so if I hold over the line tool and go down, it comes up with the extension. Now this is where it will start the line. So I want to start the line 15 millimeters below there. And then this needs to be 88 millimeters wide, so 44 one side. And then the depth of this is 12. And again, now I need to draw a circle or a radius. So I'll go to my circle tool up top, or we can start typing it. C, enter. Now again, I'm hovering over the center point and then moving across, so it says extension. So I want to extend 6 millimeters, which is the start of the circle, okay, or the radius of the circle. And then I can click on the endpoint, and there's one side. Now I need to get rid of these excess lines. So to do this, if we click trim, so we start typing trim, TR, then make sure you press enter twice. Okay, twice, once, twice. Then we can trim any unnecessary lines. Trim, trim. Now this last one won't let us trim because there's nothing to, it's not intersecting anything. So simply press escape a few times, click on the line, press delete. Okay, then we've got our other half, so if we select that, then we'll mirror again, click in the middle, click, enter, and then almost done. We can get rid of that center line. Now then, these lines here, we won't actually be able to see from the side view, so they should be hidden detail. So we'll select those lines, change it to hidden detail, simply press escape again. Okay, then we're almost there. We need to represent our base down the bottom, so I'll change my into hidden detail line, line tool. I'll start at the end for now, 8 millimeters, enter, and delete that unnecessary line. Now our base won't go all the way to the end, so if we want to do an extension line again, and we'll start 5 millimeters, so in the middle, click up, and then we'll trim this line, so TR, enter, enter, and we can just click that line mirror, find our center point, remember it's highlighted by the triangle, click, do I want to erase? No, trim, TR, enter, enter. Okay, and then we've pretty much got our end view. Now, we are doing finger joints for this job, so if we want to draw in some finger joints, that'll line tool. Now we'll make our finger joints 10 millimeters down, enter, and then our middle one will make 12 millimeters, enter, and the bottom one will be 10 millimeters, enter. That way we don't go past the base. So we'll probably miter this base corner. I'll explain why later. So we won't actually be able to see this line. That'll be a hidden detail line. Okay, so that's pretty much what you should be left with. We'll just mirror this to the other side. And there we have it. So we've finished our side view.